I'm sorry. We should all care about each other regardless of who we voted for. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can be better people. Good luck to you guys.
Did you hear that? We should all care for each other. The guy is basically advocating for socialism. Wasn't the Republican Party the people who advocates for individualism?
The Facts Hunter.
Hello everyone, this is a Facts Hunter. Well, it's been a while since last time I uploaded a video into this channel, and I decided to come back and take a new direction into the type of content that I'm gonna be uploading from now on. And the reason why I decided to take a different direction is because, well, Donald Trump is back into office. Yep, it's been less than half a year, and things are not better. I mean, what a surprise! America decided to put into office a convicted felon, put all their trust into a guy who lies constantly. I mean, god damn, people are stupid. But well, I'm not gonna try to be too negative. The most important thing to do is to speak out about the type of life that we have now under the second term of Donald Trump. And well, one of the things that I've been wanting to do is just to point out people that are now suffering the consequences for electing a convicted felon as the new president. I mean, come on! The guy was convicted for sexual assault and also convicted for fraud. He tried to hide payments that he made to a porn star with whom he had an affair, and on top of that, he used campaign money. I mean, the guy was guilty. I made a video about it, and it's one of the lowest viewed videos in my channel. But now we're seeing the consequences. People are suffering right now, but not everything is negative. One of the positive things is that we are finding very amusing situations with people that are going through a severe case of fuck around and find out. And today I'm gonna bring your attention to a particular fellow who is making the rounds on TikTok because, well, he is suffering the consequences of his decisions.
All right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China. I import alloy wheels for cars, and I do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 containers a year, which is a small business in regards to this industry. At 104%, I am absolutely going to implode and will not last 6 months. So with that said, I'm asking, is there anybody out there that has connections with manufacturing facilities, specifically alloy wheels, either in the United States or outside in these lesser tariffed countries like Mexico, Indonesia, Thailand, India? I need to find another source. I've emailed a lot of these companies and cannot get a response. And I just don't know if it's because I'm a small business or what exactly it is. So if anybody's out there that can help or shed some light, maybe provide some information that would be helpful, I would really greatly appreciate it, because if not, it's just a small business here that's going to go under, and I'll be back to digging ditches again, which I'm not scared to do, but it's a little harder to do with a wife, 2 kids, and at 45 years old. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions. It's very much appreciated. Thank you.
So this guy, his business is being directly affected by the tariffs of Trump imposed into China, and he's gonna be losing business big time. So now he's asking people to help him find solutions to his problems. And well, he's getting roasted by people who are telling him that he had this coming because he voted for Trump. And to be honest, there are some very good comments that people are making about this. For example, this guy, Nate Morris. Damn, that's wild because I voted for you to have 0 tariffs and a $50,000 tax break as a small business owner under Kamala. And then another person, Tony Michelle, posted 3 laughing emojis. I love this for you. And 2 other emojis. Now, he took issue with that particular comment and made another video commenting about it.
I love this for you. I love this. Nice. I love this for you. I love to see you fail. I love to see your family be affected and hurt because you voted for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to increase the tariffs? Yes, I did. However, I thought that the infrastructure would be set up prior for small business to come back to America and manufacture in America. So to wish ill on someone and to love the fact that they're suffering, to love the fact that their family is being negatively affected because I didn't vote the same way that you did is fucked up. It really is. It shouldn't matter. Anyone that enters my life, I'm going to judge you of who you are, how you are as a human being. Are you kind? Are you polite? Are you sincere? That's how I judge you, not who you voted for. I've got far left-leaning friends. I got far right-leaning friends. It doesn't matter to me. I like you based on who you are. But to see someone hurt and their business fail and their family be affected because they didn't vote the way you did, it's fucked up. I'm sorry, a lot of you are fucked up. I'm sorry. We should all care about each other regardless of who we voted for. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can be better people. Good luck to you guys.
Yep. I mean, well, where to start? I mean, he is at least admitting that he voted for Trump 3 times. 3 times. So it was no accident. He was not misled. He made the same mistake 3 times. And why do I say he made a mistake? Well, because this guy, he is contradicting himself. I don't know if you noticed this, but there's a part where he says,
anyone that enters my life, I'm going to judge you of who you are, how you are as a human being. Are you kind? Are you polite? Are you sincere?
Before he admits people into his life, he will judge them. Are you kind? Are you polite? Are you sincere? Now, here's a question for you, dear viewers. Do any of those 3 categories fit who Donald Trump is? This guy voted for Trump. By voting for Trump, he's wishing to have him as the leader of the country where he's living. He's welcomed him into his life, whether it is directly or indirectly. But Donald Trump doesn't fit any of those 3 categories that he is requiring for anybody to enter into his life. It blows my mind. I mean, is this guy an idiot or a hypocrite? Or maybe both? And to give you an example of what I'm talking about, I am going to remind you of what happened when the Episcopal Bishop of Washington requested Trump to have mercy on the LGBTQ community and the immigrant community.
I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives.
President Trump is calling on the Episcopal Bishop of Washington, who you saw right there, to apologize to the American people for those remarks. The Reverend Marion Edgar Buddy delivering that plea to the president at Tuesday's National Cathedral prayer service. As Trump looked on, she also pled for mercy for immigrants.
The vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away.
After the service, Trump voiced his displeasure with her.
Not too exciting, was it? I didn't think it was a good service, no. They could do much better.
Shortly after midnight, the president escalated his criticism of the bishop with this Truth Social post, quote, "The so-called bishop who spoke at the National Prayer Service on Tuesday morning was a radical left hardline Trump hater. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone and not compelling or smart." Trump goes on to say, Reverend Buddy owes the public an apology.
She was asking Trump in very eloquent and smart words, and very inspiring words. She was asking him to have mercy. And do you remember what that asshole said? He demanded an apology from the bishop, and he called her a leftist extremist or something like that. The point is that the bishop was asking Trump to have mercy on those communities who were going to be affected by his policies, and he didn't. Trump is a piece of shit, plain and simple. None of those things that this guy is requesting for people to get into his life, Trump doesn't have any of them. So who is this guy trying to fool by claiming that he has friends on the far right and the far left, and that he only lets people with those three qualities to come into his life? That's either a lie or this guy is just stupid because he has certain requirements for some people, but not for his president, not for the president of the country where he's gonna be living, where he's going to be doing business, and where all his family and supposedly friends from both far right and far left live. I mean, this guy is an idiot, a liar, a hypocrite, and he doesn't deserve the sympathy from any of us. The guy is losing his business because of the tariffs that Trump is imposing into Chinese goods. And now he is scrambling, trying to find ways to save his business. Now, he's claiming that he's probably going to have to go back to work digging ditches. Well, guess who are usually the people who work doing those hard jobs? The immigrants. The same people who are affected by the policies of Trump. Well, now this guy is going to have the chance to live life in the shoes of those people who are suffering from the policies of the president this guy voted for. So no, screw this guy. I mean, seriously, he's trying to blame everybody else, telling them that we are fucked up for pointing out his lack of judgment. But in all honesty, he deserves what he is getting for voting for Donald Trump. At the beginning of his video, he is saying this.
Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to increase the tariffs? Yes, I did. However, I thought that the infrastructure would be set up prior for small business to come back to America and manufacture in America.
He knew that Trump was going to raise the tariffs, but he is either lying to himself or he's lying to the rest of us by claiming that he was expecting that the infrastructure was going to be set up before he raised the tariffs. I mean, what, for anybody out there who has a little bit of logic, you have to understand that factories don't grow up overnight, especially here in America. There are so many requirements to build a factory. You have to build the infrastructure, the wiring, the piping. I mean, to find the location alone. I mean, there's a lot of stuff involved. Things take a long time before you can even start digging the first hole to put in the pipes of the new factory. So if this guy was expecting that the factories were going to be built overnight, he's lying to himself, or he's just stupid. I mean, seriously. So, yes, he is an idiot and a hypocrite. Now, here's another thing that he says.
So to wish ill on someone and to love the fact that they're suffering, to love the fact that their family is being negatively affected because I didn't vote the same way that you did is fucked up. But to see someone hurt and their business fail and their family be affected because they didn't vote the way you did?
He's saying that to wish harm upon the families of others is fucked up. Well, we all knew that when Trump was going to take on office, he was going to make life difficult for a lot of people.
In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away.
A lot of innocent people, not only illegal immigrants who are coming to this country trying to find a better life, but also all the LGBTQ people who are trying to become accepted into our society. People that didn't want to be marginalized anymore because they had a different sexual orientation or sexual preferences. He didn't care about those people, right? So he decided to put into office a convicted felon that was going to harm people. But we're the ones who are supposed to feel guilty for bringing attention to the bad decisions that this guy made. That's more hypocrisy. But let's watch one more thing that I want to show you before we move on, okay?
I'm sorry, a lot of you are fucked up. I'm sorry. We should all care about each other regardless of who we voted for. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can be better people. Good luck to you guys.
Did you hear that? We should all care for each other. The guy is basically advocating for socialism. Wasn't the Republican Party the people who advocates for individualism? And anybody who was even suggesting to have some type of social legislation that will help the most people at the sacrifice of the individual interests of some, they labeled those people right away socialist. So this guy now is admitting that he has socialist interest, and yet he voted for the guy who advocates for individualism. And I mean, that is hypocrisy at the highest level. In the last election, the Democratic Party was the party that was advocating for legislations that will benefit the most. They were advocating for universal healthcare. President Biden introduced legislation to reduce inflation. And the Democratic Party was the one who wanted to forgive student loans. That is, by definition, caring for other people, which is the thing that this guy claims to be. And yet he voted for Trump. But now, before we end this video, I want to show you one more type of Trump supporters that are also going to be hurt by the decisions of Donald Trump. Let me show you this video.
I think he's doing the right thing. In order for us to get back where we need to be, he needs to get the money somewhere, and they're charging us. Why not charge them?
Some of the countries they're already starting to come around. It's going to be good. I really believe that.
You have faith in Trump?
Yes, I do.
These old ladies, they are Trump supporters. There's obviously a difference between our first fellow that I show you and these ladies right here. Our fellow back there was getting hurt by the tariffs because most of his items come from overseas, and he was going to have to spend a lot of money just to get the stuff that he usually got for cheap. That's why he was complaining, because the tariffs are affecting him right now. Now we're listening to these ladies right here that have full faith in Trump, right? But here's the thing. You know what's the next type of tariffs that Trump is going to be raising? Let me show you.
But we're going to tariff our pharmaceuticals, and once we do that, they're going to come rushing back into our country because we're the big market. The advantage we have over everybody is that we're the big market. So we're going to be announcing very shortly a major tariff on pharmaceuticals, and when they hear that, they will leave China, they will leave other places because they have to sell. Most of their product is sold here.
Do you hear that? Donald Trump is planning to raise tariffs on pharmaceuticals. Imagine what's going to happen to those old ladies who still have faith in Trump. You know, as well as I do, that those old ladies are taking a lot of pharmaceuticals just to stay healthy and being able to go to the store to buy products that are going to be too expensive for them. On top of that, they're going to be spending more money paying for the medications that they need. And on top of that, their Social Security is no longer going to be giving them the money that they used to have because Donald Trump, actually Elon Musk, is taking care of that by just cutting up 50% of the workforce of the Social Security Administration. Yep.
Hey everyone, I'm here at the Social Security Administration office in Albuquerque, and we were just denied entry into this office. Now let me tell you why that's such a big deal. First and foremost, because we had an appointment and we notified them in advance that we were planning to come down here. But when we got here, not only had they not notified us that they were canceling the appointment, when we tried to get onto the second floor and meet with the administrative staff, we overheard on the radios that they were denying us entry and that nobody was allowed to either talk to the press or to us. Then they came down and handed me a little slip of paper with an anonymous phone number and email address for an office in Texas, which I called, and there was nobody on the other line. Now, why is this a big deal? As of today, because of Doge and Elon Musk and the Trump administration's dismantling of Social Security, they have now announced that they are firing over 7,000 employees. And in this building, which is a regional call center that helps Americans trying to get their Social Security benefits all over the United States, this building was built to house over 600 Social Security employees, and they currently only have about 250 to 300 employees. Why? Because Elon Musk has gone on a mass firing spree, firing thousands of Social Security Administration workers. The call center that answers your calls when you call to call about your benefits is now experiencing call times of over 4 hours. People who work here are saying that the computer system that they have to use to review claims and provide information has been crashing, and it has never crashed before Elon Musk entered the data systems of this administration. And here in the front office where people are waiting, we talked to some New Mexicans who are waiting to get their claims resolved. We talked to a brother and sister who had to come down here multiple times. The brother has stage 4 kidney failure, very difficult to get here, left without their claim getting resolved. We met with a woman who came down here who doesn't have access to the internet, so she can't even get her claim resolved online. And a young person who needs to file his taxes tomorrow but doesn't have the correct date of birth on his Social Security. And what we saw inside of this office was a lot of closed windows and a lot of people who are tired, exasperated, and been here a very long time.
We're heading up to some dark times, people, and that's why I decided to make this type of videos. I know that my channel was different. I was talking for the most part about Gonzalo Lira. He was a local, and well, we got a couple of laughs at the expenses of that fool that is no longer walking the earth. But now we have to take care of more important things right now. We have an administration that is making life rougher. Even though President Trump promised that on day one of his administration, he was going to end the war in Ukraine. He was going to lower the prices of eggs and reduce inflation. he has done nothing of that. He hasn't kept any of his promises. And on top of that, things are getting rougher. As we can see, some of his voters are hurting right now, and other ones are on their way to Pain City. I'm gonna be making a lot more videos like this because, unfortunately, a lot of the mainstream media have decided to bend the knee to Donald Trump and not criticize him as he should because they're afraid. They're afraid that this guy is gonna be a full-on 100% tyrant, so they don't want to get the wrath of Trump. That's why us, the individuals, have to get together and fight. We have to resist. We have to speak aloud about the injustices that this guy is doing. I mean, I made a video about this guy and I thought that people were going to stop their support because this guy is a convicted felon. But apparently, people are stupid. And, well, now we are in trouble as a country. And not only as a country, but as an entire planet. He wants to invade Greenland and he wants to turn Canada into the 51st state. Not to mention, he wants to invade Panama to recapture the canal and make it part of America officially. I don't know. It's just things are getting bad. And as individuals, we have to do something. The way tyrants become powerful is by people becoming complacent, by not doing anything, by not looking at the trouble and just saying, fuck it, this is how things are. And no, I'm not complacent. I'm not gonna just go about business as usual. We need to get this guy out of office as soon as possible, and we need to get shit back into the way it was. Seriously, things were better a year ago, and there's no way you can tell me that it was not. Don't be like that first guy. Don't lie to yourself. We need to do something about this, and I hope you stay around. I'm gonna try to make good content. There's not gonna be a lot of editing like my other videos, but we're gonna do well. We just need to stay together, okay? Well, thank you for your time. This is a Fox Hunter. Take care and bye-bye.